Amp Media Production presents Gypsy Soul, your one-stop shop for letting out your inner gypsy. Join Denise Marsh as she brings on a variety of guests to share their artistic vision with the world.
Happy Thursday and welcome to another exciting episode of Gypsy Soul. I hope you guys are having a great summer. I hope that things are going your way. Always happy to be here. So I've been putting together chapters from my book 3, for the third book that I'm doing. And I've been going back and forth with what I want to call the chapters. And then I found some interesting poems that had a rhyme to them. And I don't usually use a rhyme. In fact, I have to be in a certain mood to use a rhyme. And it made me think of being comfortable and uncomfortable in situations. And I've learned that sometimes when I'm not comfortable in a situation, I do even better because I strive harder and I learn more. So I wonder if you're like that. Do you learn more when you're in a comfortable situation or when you're in an uncomfortable situation? So I was trying something at the beginning of my poetry called slam poetry that a lot of people use. It kind of has a rhythm to it. And I actually want to share a poem with you because it talks about how experiences shape us. And it might actually resonate with you. And the poem is called To Live a Life. And I actually have it printed out this time. It's not from either book. It'll be in the new book, but you guys get a sneak peek. To live a life. The ifs and the buts combine as life shifts. Do not erase the history, the pain and regret, dissecting the greatest mystery. Your foggy lens, in perfect focus, captured every critical image. Like a sunflower gathers light, our hidden visions, life's ironic scrimmage, struggling to fight and not flight. You can feel it. You were allowed, christened in revelations, yet getting lost in the crowd. How life can make you live or die just by being in the place that makes you feel most alive. Some of us, we crave it. Others speak it with rhythm and rhyme. Perhaps it was always our time. The guitarist, the drummist, the vocalist that makes it all fit. To live a life. I hope you liked that poem, and I hope it resonated with you in some way. If it did, please feel free to share it in the comments. I would love to see some comments from you guys. I'll always answer you, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter responses, but the comments actually make me very happy because I feel like we're watching the show together. So moving on, writing continues to be a catharsis in my life, and trying to sell my books has been another journey, which brings me to my guest for today, my virtual guest. I met today's guest at one of author Heidi Hess's Read It, Write It book festivals, and her name is Elizabeth Rivera. She's the founder of Small Town Stories and also a writer of children's books. So we'll be taking a short break, and you'll hear from my newest sponsor, Magical Touch Mobile Detailing, and then you'll meet Elizabeth Rivera when we come back. So don't go anywhere. See you in a few minutes.
Hey there, have you heard of the new show Gypsy Soul? It's hosted by the one and only Denise Marsh. Listen in as she helps you release your inner gypsy with the best in South Florida, with plenty of special guests, with their own talents to inspire your inner gypsy. Tune in every other Thursday on your preferred streaming platform.
Welcome to the Chocolate Spectrum, nestled in the heart of Jupiter, Florida, where every sweet indulgence tells a story of hope. Founded by Valerie Herskowitz for her son Blake, who is on the autism spectrum, the family-owned Artisan Chocolate Company has been spreading joy since 2013. Here, individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities are empowered with training and employment opportunities, which not only give them purpose, but also teach valuable skills. Support a greater cause with your exquisite treat by shopping in-store or online at shop.thechocolatespectrum.com, with shipping nationwide all year round, or call at 561-277-9886. The Chocolate Spectrum, where every bite makes a difference.
Are you tired of long lines and fitting a car detail into your busy schedule? Magical Touch Mobile Detailing will come to your home or office. Small cars, big cars, and even trucks, no job is too big. We specialize in ceramic coating, removing tough stains and dog hair, and will travel as far as Boca and Jupiter. Visit us at www.magicaltouchmobiledetailing.com or call for a free estimate at 561-255-8968 and ask for Romain.
Hi, and I'm Denise Marshigan. I'm the host of Gypsy Soul, and it's great that you stayed with me till after the commercial. So we have Elizabeth Rivera here from Small Town Stories. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Denise.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
You're pretty far, huh? You don't live around
Yes.
the corner. Where are
No.
you from? Where are you now?
I'm in Hudson, Florida, which is Pasco County. So it's about almost an hour and a half, about 2 hours away from where you are.
Well, we're happy you could join us today. You feel like you're right here. You literally are. Your face is here. That's
Yes.
good enough for me. So can you tell us more about Small Town Stories? What inspired you to do it? How it's different than traditional booksellers?
So Small Town Stories is specifically for self-published authors. So we call those indie authors. And so those are the authors that are not going to be able to see their books like at Barnes and Nobles or one of the bigger stores. So what I did is I, as a writer myself, was having a hard time marketing my books. So I wanted to partner with other authors to see if we could help each other out to market it. And that's how Small Town Stories was created. So I do a lot of vendor events, and I'm actually in the process of trying to find an actual physical location so that we can have a bookstore.
And how did you get started, though? I know you had the idea, but how did you get people together? How did you get all of those authors together to start the online store?
When I went to vendor events, certain events, I kept meeting authors. And when talking with them, I realized that they were having the same problem that I was, which was struggling with the marketing aspect of it. So then that's when I got the idea to get together with them and say, hey, maybe if we all work together, we can help each other out. I'll put you on my social media, you put me on yours. And so it kind of just grew from there. I started out with 5 authors, and we have over 15 authors now within the past 2 years that I've been doing this.
And not only do you go to the author events, but you have an online store, correct? Because I see in the newsletter that there's an actual store that people can go to with a newsletter
Yes.
and a format and so forth. And right, there it is. And is that your book to the right? Is that one of your books to the right? Or no, that's not one of your books, right? The one with the grandmother? I
Authors.
remember that book. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my authors who is one of the very first ones that I met. And then the other one to the left is actually a good friend of mine. She's a grandmother, and she writes the children's stories. So she's actually a mother of one of my friends. So those are the 2 that you see here. I have 4 that I've written so far.
And
I'm
I
pretty
have 2
excited.
books with you as well.
Yes, you do.
Hard to sell those
They're
books,
on-
isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, they're on
And
the
I like-
website. So
I like how you have it all split up by genre as well. So,
Yes.
I was going to ask you about the challenges you face. You kind of told me about the challenges you face, but is it easier now for you to sell your own books because you have this bookseller? Or was it easier doing it a different way through Amazon or an independent bookseller?
I've never really sold a lot through Amazon. I do a lot of it on my own. So I do a lot of it, at the vendor events, and and it depends on the event. Some events I do really well, and I sell a lot of books, and then other events, there was one that I went to in May that I didn't sell anything. So it just depends on, the month or the event that I go to. So that's why I'm trying to find different events to go to. So now I'm focusing on more of the book events, the actual conventions, because I know that people are going there to sell and to buy books. So that's what I'm focusing on right now.
And when people sell books through you, is it the same type of format as it would be like on Amazon, where it's like, they get a specific commission and then you get the residuals from that, or how does it work?
Yes. So it's a 70-30 split where the author gets 70% of the sales and I get the 30%. So I go to the events and I never guarantee a sale, but I say if I do, then you would get the 70% of the profits. And the money is based off of whatever the author chooses that they want to sell the book for. So it's all up to them. They have full control. They can tell me how much they want to sell it for, and if they want to do any sales, then we'll do that as well. But they have total control of how much it's going to cost.
How many authors can you take up to? Like, do you have a minimum of how many authors you can like accept into the online store? Do you ever go over it?
I started with 5, and now we have over 15. So I'm willing to get as many as I can.
What would it take to get an online store? What does it take to do something like that? I mean, not online, but actually in public. What would you have to do to do that?
The location, and then just knowing that I can pay the monthly lease that it was going to cost, and to know that I can make enough sales in order to be able to pay the employee that I may have, and to be able to pay the authors as well. So that's mainly the big issue right now is finding a good location that's going to bring the traffic in, and just knowing that because it's not a guarantee, so I can't quit my full-time job right now, so I'd have to hire somebody to do that work for me. So it's knowing that I'll bring in enough money to pay for the lease, and then also pay for the employee that has to stay there all day.
I forgot that it's not a full-time job, because it seems like it would be, that you do something else besides this.
Right. I mean, it's my job in the afternoons and the evenings, but I do have a physical job that I go to from 8 hours a day. So
we all do, right?
Yeah.
So are you a one-woman show, or do you work with a team of people?
I have my daughter, Artemis Rivera, who is actually my media specialist. And so she helps me with, doing the posts and things like that. And then I have another friend, her name is Carla Locke. She's the one who actually helped me design the website. And she's, made the new brand for me, the new name, doing like a special design and everything like that. And so they're both helping me with all of that. So Carla does a lot of my Facebook posts. And then Artemis helps me with my Instagram posts as well. And then just whatever I need. But Artemis will come to the events with me. And like she's my assistant during that time. And then Carla's kind of like in the background. She's kind of like doing the back stuff that you don't see. So the newsletters and things that I have, that's what she's doing for me in the posts.
So well-oiled machine.
Yes. It's getting there after 2 years of trying to do it by myself and realizing I can't.
No one can, right?
No.
We have to be able to, allocate different responsibilities to people. It helps us out.
Yes.
It makes us better people. But you're an author yourself, correct? You've written books.
Yes.
What
I
have you
have.
written? Can you tell us a little bit about some of the things you've written?
Yep. So I have the first thing that I ever wrote was my first chapter book. It's called My Best Friend Is Who? And it's a story about, this is my main character, Gilmore, who's made up of a couple of different animals, and he's an imaginary playmate. So in the first book, my 2 children and my niece are in it. And then I had to write another book with all the rest of their cousins because they got mad that they didn't have a book. So in that story, that one's called Cousins and Cousins and Cousins Oh My. In that story, the ones that were able to actually help me write their stories, so they each have a chapter in the book. And then I have a picture book that's in English and Spanish that's called What Am I? And then Que Soy is the Spanish version. And that's basically a picture book based off of the character, Gilmore, who's made up of a lot of different animals. And he's not quite sure like who he is and what he is. And so the concept of that book is to really focus on the fact that everybody's different, but we're all loved and we're all special. So that was that. And my final book that I'm working on is called Jesus' ABCs. And it's going to be a series of books, about 13 books, that's going to go through the letters of the alphabet, but also the books of the Bible. So this is book 1. And I just finished, I had book 2
Oh, wait, I want to
illustrated on-
interrupt you because I want to hear one page from that one. I actually, could we get a sneak peek? Could we see one page and hear one page from Jesus' ABCs? Coming from a Jewish girl over here.
Okay, so right here is my pictures that my illustrator did, and it says Jesus says B is for the Bible.
Beautiful pictures.
Yes, and the Bible is God's word, and then you can see in the clouds. It's hard for me to do this backwards here. In the clouds, it has the word in it.
Oh, I love
So it's like
that.
a secret line.
I love
And then it
alphabet
says-
books.
Yes, it says the Bible has two parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament. So what it's going to do is it's going to go through all of the letters and then introduce where the part of the book of the Bible is. So if it's in the Old Testament or the New Testament. So like I said, it'll be about 13 books, I think, when it's finished. And I just completed number 2, which I hope to have published within the next month or so.
So you can't sell your books to schools, obviously, because now everything is being vetted in Florida, and we can only read certain books. So then,
Right.
the primary customers that you get for your books are people that are walk-ins and people that order the books, not really schools or major publication
Right. I
companies.
haven't, because I work full time, it's hard for me to like get into the schools because I don't know if they like maybe the What Am I would be okay.
Yeah.
The Christian books, I'm not so sure anymore.
Or a Christian
but
school, right? Like a private
Christian
school or a
schools
Christian
is
school.
always an option. And then I really want to focus on trying to get into the libraries. So I want to work on that, is going to the libraries and, having my book in there. Sometimes you just have to donate them, but I'm willing to do that just to get the word out. So
I love
think
Heather.
donate books.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said, I think I donate a lot more books than I actually sell sometimes.
That
but-
happens to me too. That does. But that's how you get the word out, I think.
Yes.
You have to do that a
Absolutely.
little bit. So all of
Yeah.
your books almost are autobiographical. I like that. You incorporate like family situations,
Yeah.
like the things with the cousins and all that. And that's how you come up with your ideas as well. Do people in your
Right.
family mind that you share their information? They know that you...
Some of the stories are true, but some of them are, made up as well.
Right,
But
right.
my son is actually the one who told me to start writing about Gilmore because it was just something that we did together as a family. And then he was like, "You should write a story about it." And I was like, "Okay." So I did. So he was
And your
excited.
daughter writes too. Your daughter is a
Yeah.
poet. I have your
Yeah,
daughter's
she's a
book.
poet.
It's a
Yeah.
wonderful
Yes.
book. It's very deep.
Yep. So she's
so-
very excited about that.
Yeah,
So-
I have the cover is amazing. I love the cover. It's like this natural cover and beautiful poems. In fact, I just did a review. So
Oh,
while you're here, let's
Yes.
tell people about how important reviews are, right? Reviews are
oh
important.
yes. Reviews are so important because that's how you get the numbers up in Google and on Amazon. And if you ever want to be in the top 100 or whatever, you have to have like thousands of reviews. So I always encourage my readers to leave a review because it's
Even if
very
it's
helpful.
not big, even if
Right.
people are afraid to write them, that they're not going to say the right thing, they don't realize that you could leave a very short review, but it fuels the
absolutely.
books and it fuels the numbers
does.
on Amazon. So it
It
is
makes
a
the numbers
struggle to get reviews. Do you have that
It
with your
is.
books also? Because that's
I do. I mean, if you look on Amazon, I think I have like 1 or 2, and it's probably from a family member.
I know, right?
I was like, one day I was like, you need to go leave a review. So
And what I
yeah.
found out, they can even look up the people that you do the reviews with. So you know what I mean? They could they
Yes.
see who the reviews are on with. It's gotten very political, I should say.
it has, and that's the sad part. But I'm just trying to focus on at least word of mouth. I was like, we'll get it out there, and I may not be on the bestsellers list right now, but you never know.
But you have a wonderful display, and you really have a knack for promoting other people and making them feel good, and especially at the book events.
Thank you.
So how can we contact you if an author was interested and wanted to get her books, to go into your particular bookstore or wanted to find out more about publishing? How could they get in contact with you? How do they reach you?
So the best way is through the email, and
Okay, smalltownstoriesllc.com.
that's the website, but the email
Okay.
address is at gmail.com. So it's
Okay.
smalltownstoriesllc@gmail.com. But
And
the
you have
website there is a contact form, so you can contact me that way as well, because it'll come to my email.
And if they do that, they can get the newsletter, because I know you sent out a newsletter.
Yes. Yes, that'll have you. There's a pop-up that'll come up and says, "Do you want to join the newsletter?" And that goes out weekly. And I'm actually I'm starting a featured author section to where, at least once a month, I'm trying to do at least twice a month, where I'll pick an author and then we'll have interview questions, kind of like what we're doing here. And then it'll be in the newsletter as well. So
That'll be
the authors really
successful.
like that, yeah. And then
Yeah.
that helps promote them as well. So
I like that part.
yes.
I like that part a lot.
It's
So
been helpful.
What are your future plans for Small Town Stories? What do you think you'll do besides, trying to get into a physical bookstore? What other plans do you have?
To write more books.
Yeah.
To write more books and just help promote authors. I want to help markets. That's my main goal, is that I don't want the authors to be struggling. So I want to do whatever I can to help them. I want to have, at the location, I want to do like my own book events, maybe, kind of do like what Heidi Hess does with the Read It, Write It. I want to do it in my area because there's not a lot of that in this area. So I really want to, go in that route.
Now, you came all the way to Wellington. We need to come
Correct.
to you. Not really fair, right?
4-hour drive, but it was worth it. But I would love to be able to do something like that over here in this area, like in Pasco County. And just, actually, I mean, the main goal is obviously to have that physical bookstore just so people can come in. And then that way I can have as many authors as I want.
Why do you think that there's less events where you are? Why are there less book events there?
I just haven't, I mean, I've seen vendor events, and the difference is that like at the vendor events, you're going to have like the arts and crafts. There's not a lot of just ones that focus on the books, and I'm not quite sure why. Just a lot of them are just, for all artists, anybody that does crafts or, almost like like a yard sale or something like that. But for some reason, there's just not a lot. There's like a few, like in Tampa, but I feel like there's more like towards like that Orlando area. And I think it's because authors themselves have started them. And I think that's, what needs to happen is that we have Flirty in Tampa, and I know that that's a good one. And there's
that's right. I've heard of that one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
And
we
then,
have to branch out. We have to make ourselves heard.
Yes.
We
And
have to
I
come
just
to
think
you.
there needs to be more opportunities. So.
Yeah, we'll do that. Heidi will do it too. She'll get involved
Yes.
with it. We'll
like,
all
"Y'all
get
help me."
together.
We'll
We'll
do
have
it
a
together.
party.
Absolutely.
Elizabeth, I wanted to thank you so much for sharing Small Town Stories with us today. I'm very excited to be part of it. I know you're going to branch off. I know that you're going to be very successful, especially with the interviews that you're going to be doing on there soon. And I hope to see you at more book events. And I hope my books will
Absolutely.
sell eventually.
I know they will. We just got to keep trying.
That's all we can do, right? Well, you'll have to come back on the show in the future. Thank you so much for being on my show today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'll see you very soon.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye, Elizabeth. So thank you, everyone, for tuning into this episode of Gypsy Soul. Thank you for keeping my show very strong, for being good viewers, for following, for spreading the word about Gypsy Soul. You guys are making it what it is, and I couldn't do it without you. My next episode on August 1st will be the anniversary of Gypsy Soul. 1 year doing this. This was something that happened that I thought would never, ever happen. And I'm excited about it, and I'm proud of it. And I will be commemorating all of the producers that work here that make this show what it is. You don't see all the stuff that goes around in the background here, but it's amazing. And the young people here and the creatives, they blow me away with all the wonderful things that they do. And it's about time that I show that and I celebrated them and I let you see some of that. So it's going to be a great show next time. We're actually having a party here with a cake. And if you're in the West Palm area or close to it and you want to come by and say hi, you want to have cake, you want to be in the studio audience, I would absolutely love that to see you. We can share memories, we can share laughs. Again, you can have cake. But I look forward to it. I look forward to celebrating. I look forward to more Gypsy Soul episodes, more contact with you guys. Feel free to write in the comments, to ask questions. I'm still looking for more sponsors, so if you know of anyone that wants to be spotlighted, we can definitely talk that up and get that going. I would love to share your business. So please keep me in mind for that. Please let your Gypsy Soul keep going. Don't let anyone bring your shine down. Now with all the worries in the world or all the things that are happening, remember that we can look for happiness and pleasure in the small things, and we can spread that joy. And that's something that I'm learning to do. Just try to sometimes live in the moment and not thinking about what happens after, what's next, and next, and next, and next, because that's what I do, and then I worry. So I'm trying to find the joy in the small moments. and in the small things. And I think that that's what brings out my gypsy soul. I think you guys help me do that with each and every episode. And I think it's done it for other people too. So I would love it if you did write some kind of comment, and maybe you can think about writing something about your gypsy soul or something that the show's done for you. Or you can even write a comment about who one of your favorite guests have been on the show or your favorite episode. I would love to hear more from you, and I will write back to you. That's a promise. I will. It might not be right away, but you will definitely get me writing back to you with some kind of correspondence. But I hope your summers are going well. I hope that wherever you are, you're not too hot. And I hope that you will share Gypsy Soul and that you won't forget to spread your Gypsy Soul with other people, because life is short. We have to keep thriving, not just surviving. We have to find things we love and people we love and places, and we have to go with it. I will see you on August 1st for our 1-year anniversary. Thank you so much for watching Gypsy Soul. I love you guys. You have a great night. See you on August 1st. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Gypsy Soul. Make sure to stop by next time for another enlightening show. A show that was produced by Ant Media Productions and hosted by Denise Marsh.